Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network, and today we're going to talk about beauty. And I've spoken about it before, but it just came up again as something important for us to take a look at. So before we get started, let's just take a minute or two to settle in and get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it and imagine all that wonderful, clean, brilliant, healthy, pure oxygen coursing through your body, through every cell, into your lungs, into your bloodstream, nourishing and nurturing you. And as you exhale, exhale any tension that you might be holding in your body. You might want to wiggle a little bit and let that tension go, and take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And this time imagine beautiful sparkling white light just enlivening every molecule in your body and beyond, and connecting you with the world, and radiating this wonderful, beautiful light that's cleansing and nourishing and uplifting. So now let's just take our palms and gently press them together. Softly, softly, softly rub your fingers against your palms so that you can feel that wonderful tickling that just teases you awake. And now, welcome. Let's bring ourselves completely present here right now in our bodies, and present to this new day. At least it's a new day where I am. Which is in Pennsylvania. So for me, it's morning. So good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. And let's talk about beauty. So I've heard it said that beauty is the formative force of the universe, and from beauty comes love. And I invite you to just sort of check in, sit in with yourself for a minute, and imagine something that you have seen that was just so beautiful, that you could feel that in your body. And what does that feel like? That it's something like ecstasy for me to be able to witness something or take in something that is so rich in beauty. It actually moves me in my heart to an outpouring of deep appreciation and connection and love. And I have had the experience where something is so beautiful that tears end up right just dripping down my face, and my heart feels so completely full. And I'm inviting you to join me in this conversation about beauty and the appreciation of it, and how life-giving it is to experience beauty. And I also would love to make a distinction between something that is beautiful and something that is pretty, because you might there's a capability to be able to see beauty in all things, just as we can connect to love. For me, and I invite you to check this out to see if it's so for you, that beauty is a passageway to the experience of love. Good morning, Dido. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here, and welcome to everybody else who's joining us this morning. We're talking about beauty, making a distinction between beauty and attractive, or beauty and pretty, and really talking about beauty as an essential experience, beauty as an experience, rather than as something that is necessarily pleasing, because something can be beautiful without being pleasing. And I'm thinking of a friend of mine who is a phenomenal photographer and artist, and she spent the past, I think for more than 25 years. Every year she would go to India and she would take photographs of the most remarkable things. And what characterizes her photographs is the haunting nature of them. And she would, good morning, Kim. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Um, we're talking about beauty. And my friend Catherine Jansen, it's spelled with C, Catherine Jansen, Jansen, and she did a series of photographs that were really a body of work that she had compiled over 25 years called 1001. And it was these photographs, montages that she created from her travels in India. And the thing about these photographs is that they are deeply haunting and so beautiful. And the topics, the things that she would photograph are not necessarily things that we would interpret as beautiful. In some cases, they were carcasses of animals that had died, or just things that you wouldn't necessarily call beautiful. However, in this, the way that she was able to present it in her photographs, which is really transcendent, I think, is to allow access to the beauty in the things that we might even consider awful. And the bottom line of that, or the reason that I'm telling that story, is because if we allow ourselves to connect to beauty and recognize the beauty in all things, beauty is a passageway, I think, to magic and to wonder and to awe and to this uprising, upwelling of such a rich emotional fullness that sort of bubbles over as love. And I'm wondering if you guys that are here and joining us this morning have an experience of beauty. I know when I'm feeling depleted and sad or empty, one of the things that makes a huge difference for me is to be able to connect with beauty and to start seeing through the eyes of wonder, and it uplifts me profoundly. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce your name correctly, but good morning, and it's probably afternoon or evening where you are, Agat. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us. So we're talking about beauty. I would love to hear about your experiences of beauty, and if it's something that you bring yourself to a conscious presence about. You know, if you connect with beauty as something that brings you vitality and inspiration and welling up of wonderful, rich feelings of love and awe and wonder, let me know, because I really think that this is presencing ourselves to beauty and finding the ways to experience it, even in the things that that wouldn't seem beautiful. I think it opens up a connection to life and the world in a way that nothing else does. Agat, you are so welcome. I hope I'm not destroying the way I'm pronouncing your name, but you're so welcome to talk about beauty. I think, you know, in a culture that is so largely, at least here in the US, a culture that is so largely focused on productivity and efficiency and more and money, one of the things that it comes up a lot is funding of the arts. And a lot of people think that that is something that is dispensable. Oh, yay, Dido, you're amazing. Dido posted a link to my friend Catherine Jansen's exhibit, her 1001 exhibit, and I really, really invite you to check it out. Her images are just otherworldly and really sort of transcend this plane and allow us to see the beauty and the richness in things that we would maybe consider ugly or horrible even. And I just really invite you to check out her work. It's amazing. And Agat says to see without focus on difference, but look at our light within. And that's when we're talking about beauty. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I invite you, I invite you to challenge yourself to just take an object, any object. I mean, something that is just like here's a pen, and to look at this pen with the eye to beauty. Agat says to spend time together is more than money can buy. I agree with you 100%. And one of the most beautiful, beautiful things is like the light in the eyes of a child or the smile on a loved one's face that is just an authentic expression of their joy. There's nothing more beautiful, right? And then perceiving that, it just wells up in the heart and bubbles over. But let's have this beauty exercise to share together for a minute, and I invite you guys to just find an object. But like looking at this pen, normally I see this pen as something that is utilitarian. I just use it. I like the fine point on it, and I'm able to write with it, and it's good for its function, right? But as I look at it now, I can see the wonderful smooth lines of it and the roundness of it and these wonderful details and the little ribs on it and how it's tapered. And when I start really looking at it, it's kind of a magical thing that I never really saw before. This very moment, to see all these different shapes combining to make this remarkable thing that allows me to write. I mean, it's just so I'm inviting you to see today, during the day, to see through the lens of beauty. And Agat says, I just had to walk outside and found joy in my son running around to see where the bugs are flying. Exactly. I mean, that's joy, and there's just such wonder and beauty in that. So what is it that gave you joy in seeing him running around? His joy, right? So you're witnessing his joy. You're taking that into your heart. It's coming out as love and joy and appreciation and vitality. And to take a deep breath and stop and just let nature flow in. I agree. So walking in nature, or even I live in the suburbs, so I'm very, very blessed to have lots and lots of trees where I am, even though it's a suburban neighborhood. It's not really nature, but I still can find beautiful flowers and beautiful trees and look at the sky, and that's all very, very life affirming for me, the beauty of that. And I'm just suggesting that we can find beauty in all things. And as we allow, I'm looking at this pen again because really I never saw it like I just saw it talking to you guys. But to see the colors and the patterns, and if you allow yourself to sort of look look at the world without all the preconceptions, without all the categorizations that we do. Because, as humans, I've heard it said that our mind is more of a limiting mechanism than it is an expansive one. Like what our minds do is filter information and eliminate information so that we don't get overwhelmed by all the input that's all around us. And Agat says, even to look up in the sky and to see the sun and the clouds. Exactly. I mean, there's beauty and magnificence and wonder everywhere if we allow ourselves to experience it. And it's so life affirming. And I love, God says, the taste of water can also be beauty. So I love that you brought in that beauty is not just a visual sense. We can hear amazing music or hear the wind whistling through the trees and be overcome by just the magnificence of the sound of it, or water running. Or I think the bottom line here is allowing ourselves to presence ourselves more fully to our experience and to the sensual, meaning sense based, the sensual experience of living that most of the time we're so busy doing. We're so busy getting things done, running through our day, doing that we don't really presence ourselves to the magic that is everywhere around us. And I understand that if I spent all day looking at my pen and reveling in how really beautiful and fascinating it could be, that I might forget to eat. I might forget to sleep. I probably wouldn't get very much done in the world. But my life, in a way, I wonder, my life would be much richer. Certainly, if I took more time to look with the eyes of wonder upon the world, and the ears of a newborn, like to hear things for the first time, to just sit and spend a moment, like as a meditation, spend a moment. Even you could do that right now. And it's just calm yourself and breathe rhythmically, and just listen beyond my voice. Just listen to the other sounds in the room around you or wherever you are. And if you're not hearing sounds, be aware of the silence just for a moment. You might even have sounds in your own body that you're aware of, or, just allow yourself to be present to what you see, like just a moment. Look around you and notice. Just pick one thing to put your attention on and notice the play of light on that thing. Look at the contours of it. Look at the colors and the shapes, and look at how it relates to the space around it. This is magic, and we're surrounded by it all the time. And Agat says, the beauty of tuning in here to make my soul smile. That's so lovely. Thank you. Thank you for that. But I invite you to realize how much magic is surrounding us and how much beauty. I think that when we presence ourselves pretty much to anything, there is beauty to behold. There is magic to behold. And I just notice my heart opening in this conversation. I'm wondering if you are having a similar experience, if you're allowing yourself to be present to the magic and magnificence that is everywhere, even in the most mundane. So, going back to the notion of beauty, it doesn't have to be something that we would think of as classically beautiful. It doesn't have to be art in quotation marks. In fact, there's a whole movement of artists who just sort of elevated the mundane things in life so that we could recognize the beauty in those things. And yeah, so I think that that kind of covers it. You know, this whole idea of beauty as a gateway to love and wonder and awe. And in order to experience beauty, all we need to do is to allow ourselves to really experience the experience of being here. Like, just see things, hear things, feel things. And there's beauty in all of that. Smell things, taste things. You know, beauty and wonder. And the presence of love, let beauty flow, Agat says. Beautiful. So there's, I would love to hear more of your experiences and how even in this moment you can take a moment and take an object that's as simple as a pen and allow yourselves to see it not as the thing, but as the light and color and energy and shape and texture that it is. It's kind of like in the beginning of these mornings, one of the things we do is we take our palms and press them together and rub them together because there's such a deliciousness in that sensation, in being present to something that simple, that we can transform our experience by taking those moments to really experience something fresh and new, even though we may have done it 100 times or more. It can be fresh and new. And when we bring that perspective to our lives, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like my heart is more open. I feel more energy. I feel more connected to joy. And Agat says, see it with love in our eyes. Exactly. So the beauty makes the love, makes the beauty. I'm not sure where it starts, but when we have those experiences, we're able to expand them out into the world. We're able to communicate them to others with the joy and appreciation and love that we connect to for the wonder of the world that we live in. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me to engage in this conversation, and I hope you'll take it forward today in your life to experience the beauty in your world and in your life, and just presence yourself to that simple process that can create such joy and wonder. So I think that's it for today, unless you guys have more to say. I really appreciate you joining me, and this is the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin. I'm here every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're on Enlightened World Network, and Enlightened World Network has such wonderful programming, great community for you to connect to and find upliftment and inspiration. So I invite you to check it out, and hopefully you'll join me again. It's been such a pleasure. Lots of love, lots of compassion to you. Have a wonderful day.